Imagine having an AI assistant that's not just smart, but also is perfectly aligned with your business goals. An AI that speaks your brand's language, understands your challenges, and offers solutions tailored just for you and your customers. This isn't science fiction. It's a tangible asset waiting to be developed. From enhancing customer support to streamlining operations, the possibilities are endless. And I'm here to guide you through creating your very own custom ChatGPT step by step. But before we get into it, hey, my name's Rock, and if you like everything business, automation, and AI, please make sure you subscribe and tap the bell to get notified for the next video. Let's dive into it. All right, so the first step to creating your own ChatGPT is first you need a ChatGPT account. Everyone knows how to make those fairly simple. Now, once you're in the back end, you need to have a ChatGPT Plus account. So if you have a free one, you're not going to be able to do it. But if you pay the $20 a month, you'll be able to kind of make your own GPTs. And that gives you access to ChatGPT4. So the first step, you're going to go here to Explore GPTs. And then the next step is you're going to go to the right where it says My GPTs and hit the Create button. Now, there's two ways to configure your GPT. You can do it here via the actual builder, and it's going to ask you questions in a conversational style manner that you can answer and actually draft your GPT. But we're not going to do that. We want to create a ChatGPT that's going to be highly functional and have a knowledge base. So to do that, you need to switch to the Configure tab. So this plus button right here means you can add your image. Well, we're not going to worry about that right now. Next, we're going to talk about naming your GPT. You can give it a name, call it assistant, call it whatever you want to, but you got that option. You can also give a description. And here is where you're going to talk about your instructions. You have 8,000 characters to give it the best instructions possible. Where people go wrong and where people find themselves not having the best quality GPT is they only put a couple sentences down. The more nuance you can give it, the better it will perform. I'm going to put some templates down in the description so that you can attach it to your instructions and kind of make them pop. Next is the conversation starter. This is not 100% necessary for what we're doing, but if you were actually trying to monetize your ChatGPT, you can kind of give it some flair by creating some introductory sentences. So if you have art and you're doing AI art conversions, for example, you can put different conversation starters to talk about the style of art that the person wants. Now, this part right here rarely gets talked about in detail, but we're going to really dive into it. This is the knowledge base. So in the previous version of ChatGPT, you can add a couple paragraphs and that will be the custom knowledge base for the GPT. Now you can add documents that will be attached to your GPT that they're going to read from and give you a great response. Types of documents you want to upload. It can be SOPs, so standard of practice. Customer data about your business and brand, all of your offers and pricing, or your signature process. You should at least put these down. That way, if you ever have questions, it's going to pull from that data to give you the best answer. And if you have staff, they're also going to be able to ask questions and give you the best answer without having to talk to you about it. That's why this video is tied to business owners, because it's super powerful. So when to talk about capabilities, you want to give it the ability to browse the web. This is optional for us creating image if you want to use this for like a hybrid content machine, and then code interpret. So this, if you wanted to analyze data in spreadsheets, this is a non-negotiable. You need to have that checked off. Now, create custom actions. Now, this is on the advanced side. We're not going to cover that in this video, but to give you some context, you can connect this to a platform like Zapier or Make, and it can really do custom actions for your GPT. For example, if you're writing a script, you want to send that script to all your team in the Slack channel, you can tell it to do that, and that's exactly what it's going to do. So make sure to keep that in mind for later videos. So if you want to upload a file, you click the upload file for your knowledge base. So I'm going to add this one, stands to practice for outreach. So I'm going to add some files and so here you hit update files. I'm going to add some sample files and show you what they are. And here I added a CSV file of my customers that already purchased with me before. This way I can look at what people bought, price recommendations, product matching, and things of that nature. So now that this is set up, I click the update button, and it's going to ask if I want to do invite only or if I want to publish. Since I've already built this one, it's going to ask you to publish publicly, and you can do that also. If you want to create a public ChatGPT, you need to give it a privacy policy. You can easily, honestly, have ChatGPT write one of those up for you, stick it on the website, and add it to the GPT. So now that it's updated, let's see how it works. So I'm asking the question, how many customers spent more than $500? Okay, so it analyzed the data and it had an error. Now this is why it's important to really fine tune your fields, because errors can happen, but it recalculated the data and it was able to find out what my prompt was asking versus what data I had, and it met me in the middle. So it says 13 customers spent more than this amount of money. So next we want to ask it. So now we're asking, what types of people should we be targeting with cold outreach? So as you can see right now, it's pulling the data from the SOP document where we explicitly give how we do our cold outreach, and it's doing another document and delete that. And it's talking to another document that's explaining who our target audience is. So then we ask it, can you write an example script of 3 sentences to send as a message in the DM? And that's what it did. Now this isn't the best quality message. I probably wouldn't use this, but you kind of get what I'm getting at. You're giving it data. You're asking the ChatGPT questions, and it's giving you great answers, and it's all based on your data. And guess what? As you continue to ask it things, it's going to improve over time. And as you build your business, then you're going to have, and as you build your business, the people that are new hires, VAs, who you bring on, you can put them in front of a system like this and say, okay, go crazy. Don't call me. Don't ask me any questions. Use this to kind of be your directing guide. And so once you back out to the main window, it's going to be on the left. See how I have assistant right here? That's my GPT. And then I can go ahead and type and ask pretty much what I want from there. You can embed this in a website. You can kind of give this to people. You can give this to people on your team. So overall, this is a great tool. The only thing I would say is make sure your knowledge base is where it needs to be. So thanks again for watching. This is Rock, and I'll catch you in the next one.